If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Levi's, Plow and Hearth, Adidas, Sephora, and Neiman Marcus. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing the savings. And it's easy to use. And you get your cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's Rakuten. Rakuten.com.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Debbie Millman, and I host a podcast called Design Matters from the TED Audio Collective. Every episode, I have conversations with designers, writers, artists, and other luminaries of contemporary thought. People like Roman Mars, Ai Weiwei, Ethan Hawke, and Ashley Ford. We not only talk about their crafts, but how they design the arc of their lives, what they've learned, what obstacles they've overcome and how they've done it, and how they see the world. Join us for an inquiry into the broader world of creative culture. Find and follow Design Matters with Debbie Millman wherever you're listening to this.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Welcome to this week's episode of Heavy Metal Tones with me, your podcast host, Tony Evans, taking you through a wonderful world of heavy metal, heavy rock, punk, and all things rock and roll. This week's episode is another installment of the Metal Roos tapes, Volume 4, a two-parter, as always. First half is going to have an interview that I've done with a particular musician, and then we'll have some ads, and then we'll have the second part. Nothing complicated. It's quite straightforward. These are episodes. If you're new to the podcast, these are recordings that I've made for Metal Roos, which is the Australian heavy metal online magazine. That's metalroos.com for all your heavy metal needs, whether you're in Australia or not. And I've been doing that now for a couple of years, and I've got a lot of interviews stored up that I'd like to give to you. So this week's episode, the first one, is Andy Scott from The Sweet. Those that don't know who The Sweet are, they were a 70s glam rock band that really sort of ignited the whole glam rock scenario, really. Big hits like Ballroom Blitz, things like that. Those are the songs Ballroom Blitz is the one that people will remember for, and then of course Fox on the Run. We talk all about that. This is Andy Scott, the guitarist, founding member of the band, talking about their farewell tour to Australia, the very last one, which was a year or so ago now. So anyway, buckle down, have a listen, enjoy the interview, and then we've got Teaser Sweet on the B-side after the advert. So a little bit of a saccharine, sweety kind of feel, sugary kind of coated feel to this episode. Anyway, talk to you on the other side. Here's Andy Scott. Hi, so it's nice to meet you. Well, we're from over there in the UK from great band Sweet. How are you going?
I'm all right.
Yeah,
it's well, it was more lovely earlier this morning than it is now. The clouds are coming over, but it's not raining, so it's a good day.
Yeah, that's right. When I was back in the UK last year, every day it didn't rain. It was a miracle, really. That's
yeah. Where are you based?
I'm based in Canberra, which is the capital of Australia.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
that. We did a gig there with Susie, I think.
You did. It was fantastic. Yeah. But unfortunately, not come here this time round. But I'm going to grab you when you're in Sydney, which will be good. So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So is
Which,
this sorry, say again?
which show in Sydney are you thinking of coming to?
The first one? First one. I've got it written down here. There's a lot because you're
Is it
doing
the
11 shows.
factory?
The factory, that's it. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
your Melbourne
okay.
show's sold out already, which is amazing.
Yeah,
That's
we've had a few of the dates sell out, and I know you wanted to put a second show in Melbourne, but the date just doesn't fit.
no, it's such. I mean, you're
And
doing 11 shows. It's a lot in
yeah,
Australia. Yeah.
yeah, and I think we might be doing two more because I've been told it looks like we might be going to Tassie.
Oh, that'd be fun. Have you been there before?
Yeah, I've played the West Point before, so
Yeah,
mm.
nice. Yeah. I mean, you've toured this country a fair bit in the past, haven't you?
Yeah, Tasmania
Hmm.
is one of the places that I really enjoyed going to because one of the rangers or the minister for agriculture and fisheries of Tasmania was a sweet fan.
Oh, there you go.
He came to meet me in the hotel and he said, I've got a ranger who will take you out on, you've got a day off tomorrow, who will take you out into the wilds, and you go for lunch in like a little one of these outback cafe hotel places, and he said they'll stop at a couple of creeks. He'll show you some of the trout,
Oh,
spawning, and do a little bit of fishing and go out on a boat. And it's exactly what we did. But I had a great day.
oh,
And
brilliant,
one of the
brilliant.
funniest things was my wife knows this story, so we stopped at this hotel place for lunch, and this little creature came across the floor towards me, and it's a little wombat.
Oh, they're beautiful creatures. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I've gone. Oh, I said he's missing some hair off the back, and one of the guys sitting at the bar said, "Yeah," he said, "he gets the poor little bugger gets too close to the fire, so we have to throw beer on him to put him out."
Such an Australian thing to say, right?
Yeah, he said he was orphaned out, in the road outside where
Oh,
his mother got killed, and they took him in,
yeah, it
and he's
happens a
lived
lot over
there ever
here.
since.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
happens a lot over here, unfortunately. A lot of wildlife on the roads, but
yeah.
it is where it is.
Anyway,
But yeah,
he seemed to have a good life.
good on him. Fantastic. Well, in a
Yeah,
nice bar in Tasmania, I can't blame him. What a good life, right?
yeah.
So you're coming over to do this is obviously your farewell tour. So whereabouts are you starting around the? When does your world tour start? Where are you going first?
Um, well, about a year and a half ago, maybe a bit longer, I said I don't want to tour anymore, but I don't want to stop doing gigs.
Right.
So this is the first tour for a little while, although we're starting to realize that we've got a promoter in Germany who's putting 6 or 7 dates together, then leaving it a week or two, and then putting another 6 or 7 dates together, and then leaving it. So we are starting to tour
Yeah.
again, but not in the way that it was, where you'd be away for 6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're doing once September's gone, we're doing a little bit of Scandinavia. We're in Germany,
Yeah.
as I said, for
Yeah.
two runs, and then we come here to
Yeah.
Australia. We do a rock the boat, and then the tour,
Yeah.
and then we've got something like a week to get ourselves back together, and we do some dates in the UK,
Gosh, you're going to be knackered.
and then January, February, I'm doing nothing.
Good, as you should be. Exactly
Yeah,
right. So, I mean, so your biggest audience is it? Would you say it would be around in Europe, sort of Germany, Sweden, Norway? Yeah.
Germany, maybe. I
Yeah.
would say absolutely Germany, and I think that the UK is catching up other parts of Europe
Mm.
again, and we've always been well received in Australia. It's just trying to find the right promoter. That's why it's always been a bit sporadic for us. We've never hitched onto the right
Yeah.
um, the right person, and I don't know whether that's because the original band back in the '70s was too demanding. But then I can't believe that with some of the antics you
Yeah.
you read about other bands, So
Yeah, I doubt that. I mean, your music is timeless, really, truly timeless. It doesn't matter whether you come across it now or have always liked it, it doesn't age, right? And
Yeah.
I think that's what the world likes. Is why you constantly going back to listening to your music. Like I came across your music when I was a young boy. I've got lots of brothers, all different musical tastes. My brother Michael had Sweet FA, and he would not let me touch it. He wouldn't let me go near his record collection, right? I could listen to it when he played it, and then I thought, oh yeah, I'd listen and go, great. But it was not till I was about 14 or 15, which I discovered the Damned version of Ballroom Blitz on the B-side of one of their singles, that I fell in love with the band. Because I was old enough then to go and get my own records, right? And buy them myself, not to worry about my brother's collection, which I purloined anyway. So I'm sure there are people out there, younger people, that are going to their your parents or their brothers or the sisters' collections and suddenly finding you. I reckon you're going to have a relatively mixed audiences across the world, aren't you?
Well, it's how me and my brothers discovered, the starting point, the Elvises and the Bill Haleys, and that was always a bit of a weird thing for me, looking at this older guy with a quiff, singing rock and roll. Even at a young age, that for me was a bit, like a head scratch.
Yeah.
But then you see Cliff and the Shadows. That was the real starting point for me. And looking at the guitars that they used, it was like, get out the way, Cliff. Come on, let's have a look at those guitars.
You're a big Hank Marvin fan, are you? He lives in Perth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Hank.
Yeah. He lives in Perth now.
Yeah. I think the guitar player from 10cc lives there as well.
He does. They're all coming over to get some sunshine. So what obviously you said that one of your influences watching like the Shadows, but you're such a great guitarist. You have such power in your music. Where did you get that kind of power from? Because they didn't have that in the Shadows.
No. But let's be honest, the musicianship within the Shadows was superb.
Oh yes.
When you listen to those recordings, and a friend of Bruce is more of a friend of mine than any of the other guys. Bruce Welsh, his rhythm playing on a guitar is so precise and so good. Chord changing, whereas me, I'd need a moment as I changed to a, like a diminished or something.
Yeah.
Give me a moment, But for him, it was just superb.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough, the band that I was in called the Silverstones, we'd been on the equivalent of an X Factor or a Australia's Got Talent type show.
Yeah.
Where we won a few weeks running, and it spiraled us up the chain of getting better gigs. And one of them was supporting Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, well, there you go.
In 1967.
Wow.
And I'm stood on the side of the stage. I could have tuned his guitar from where I was standing.
Oh.
And I went, because I'd heard the record, Hey Joe.
Yeah.
And I just thought, that is not representative of what this is. And I turned around to my singer, who was of the same mind, because the band, the Silverstones, had two saxes and a Hammond organ, and we were doing all that sort of Stax, Motown kind of stuff, Memphis horns, and we said, this is the future. And so we talked to the band and said, this is the route we want to go down. And the two sax players who were older said, we're not giving up our businesses, that they had on that they were running. The Hammond organist, I think he would have liked to have come with us, but I think he was in a marriage situation. So there was just me, the drummer, and the singer.
Oh,
and we
really?
Then, to form the Elastic Band.
Great name.
After a couple of months, we found a drummer that was playing with the band that would become Mott the Hoople, who at that time were splitting up. So he joined. So we had a new drummer, and my brother became the bass player.
Wow.
So that was the Elastic Band, and the singer was a good keyboard player anyway, and so we had a flute keyboard player. In fact, probably a few years later, there was a band called from the Netherlands who did this. I'm trying to remember the name
Not
of the band.
Focus.
Focus, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was a little bit like that, I suppose, crossed with Jethro Tull, and we used to do Deep Purple's Hush as one of our cover versions, So and we were making inroads then, and then all of a sudden we realised, my brother and I, you've got to be in London, so we moved to London, and then I hitched up with Sweet, who I'd met before, but I never envisaged being in a pop band.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. It was the best thing that I ever did, because I thought to myself, I've never seen at the gigs we were doing with the Elastic Band, I've never seen so many girls in front of us. Never mind anything else.
We old beards and long, yeah,
yeah.
So because I listened to your music when I listened to it, particularly as a guitarist, like the solo in Love Like Oxygen. Love is Like Oxygen. It's just a crazy the live solo you do on that. I've got a live album you put out about 10 years ago, and it just blows in my mind. So you can see sort of hear that Hendrix influencing. Are you really driven by the blues as well? Would you say
well, when I first started to play guitar, it was things like Muddy Waters. There was a band in England called the Yardbirds.
Yes. Yep.
And obviously you find Clapton, and then you find Jeff Beck, and then you see Led Zeppelin with Jimmy Page. It's all
Green
in that.
Yeah.
Wow. And out of the Midlands was coming Black Sabbath and bands like this, and then I got to know Slade, who were another Midlands band. When I was in the Elastic Band, and it all comes from the same neck of the woods, I think. People in rock. I think that there's a lot of modern rock that probably starts with Eddie Van Halen. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong.
No,
because that he had more feeling and playing at that speed than a lot of blues players. But people come in shredding. They don't learn the power of one note.
Yeah, I had this conversation. Yeah, I had this conversation with a friend of mine only recently. Exactly the same thing. I said, "Where's the blues gone?" Because it's all just you can play a million notes, but it's got no feeling to it. Yeah. You can have the speed you want all up and down as much as you like, but there's no depth.
I can't with this hand now,
Oh, but you did it. It's not like you didn't.
I had my days, but it wasn't really shredding. You had to play all the notes back then.
That's right. Yeah, you had to be able to sound them all out, right? Speaking of that, so on the set list you're bringing to here, obviously you're going to be covering all the classics, like I said, like Love Is Like Oxygen and Ballroom Blitz and Blackout and stuff like that. Are you going to do some deep cuts in there from early albums, or?
Well, because we don't get there that often, the set's not going to be this short and sweet, all the hits and off. There's going to be some new stuff from the new album. We're going to be doing the hits. We have to. We had 16 at least. Well, I think we had, somebody said we had 23 big hits, but let's say we had 16 that meant something, of which in Europe we play at least a dozen of them. So we might well cover all of them in some way or form.
Wow.
And then in the middle, that'll be the moment where which two heavy rock tracks, which two new tracks are we going to do that with?
Yeah.
We've got our drummer Bruce at the beginning of the year decided that touring was taking its toll. He feels that he just needs to take a back seat for a little while, and it's become permanent because the guy who was my guitar tech he's a great musician. He can play guitar, he can play drums, and he's now the drummer.
Well, there you go, isn't it?
But what he's brought in, because Bruce is like me, old school. he's brought in the little box with a little pad on it. So
synth.
all of a sudden, some of the sounds that weren't there are there. Those little explosive things, or so it's all still kind of live, but it's all there's a little bit of electronics going on, not like click track, and when we're miming, none of that. None of us could do that. And so I've got my younger guy who's the co-producer of the new album is on keyboards and guitar, and with the drummer, the two of them have got the little technicals going. Nice. And then we've got a front line of me, the singer, and Lee, the bass player, and Paul, the singer, who recreate the vocal things,
Yeah.
So.
Because you always had a really tight sound. It doesn't, I mean, right from the very start, very tight. I mean, it's funny when you look at, I think, a glam. I know you get put in the glam thing, and it was like a lot of punks weren't punk, but they were in the punk thing and so on. I know you were part of that glam thing, but I think you were a little bit more sophisticated than that. I've always thought that, I can compare you to some of the other glam acts. I mean, I put you on the same sort of shelf as Slade, that sort of heavy blues-driven guitar sound. And I was going back through your catalog, as you do. I think, I've got to re-listen to this stuff I haven't listened for ages. And Alexander Graham Bell. You're not going to play that, are you? Are you? Oh,
was it a hit in Australia?
No, but I just love the song.
No. I'll tell you the one song we are going to have to play, because already it's starting on the Facebook pages. We're going to have to play the Peppermint Twist.
Oh yes. Good, brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
I'll tell you a little story about the Peppermint Twist. We had a telegram. Now that ages it, right?
Yeah.
We had a telegram from Australia saying, "Congratulations on your number one." We're all scratching our heads because it didn't mention what it was. So somebody did a little bit of research, phoned RCA in England, who then phoned Australia and said, "Sweet, you've had a number one there. This is how bad it is."
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, we had an album out called the Singles album, and there was a song on there that was on the Sweet FA album that we lifted and put it on there just to fill it out a bit. And all the radio stations picked up on it, and it's we released it as a single, and it's now number one. And it was the Peppermint Twist, the old Joey D and the Starlighters song.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, so we were rolling about laughing because we only put it on there because, you see, we are still fans of doo-wop and anything with vocals that all that Tamla Motown. We're still fans of all of that. And when Mike Chapman suggested that we do the Joey D and the Starlighters Peppermint Twist, because he'd heard it when he'd been to America, and he said Joey D's still out there touring back then in the 70s. And he said it was great. He said, I know you could do a cracking version of that. And the weird thing is, we had another song on that album called AC/DC.
That's right, yes.
Which was yeah. So, and when you listen to the two songs, AC/DC sounds like a punk version of Peppermint Twist.
Yeah.
Because they're very similar.
They're very
chordal structure and everything.
Yeah, it's a great flowy album.
And it's weird having two tracks that are not certainly. They sound different, but they're very, very similar.
Yeah.
So we started to incorporate AC/DC with the Peppermint Twist.
Oh.
So you end up halfway through the Peppermint Twist, you hear, she's got girls, and it's
brilliant. Brilliant. That's going to be. I have to ask you, because I'm not going to get another chance like this to do it. Who was the main lyric writer in the band?
I think a lot of things came from titles, and it's me who writes things down in books. That's a good idea. Like Love Is Like Oxygen.
Yeah, great lyric, by the way. Great lyric.
Yeah, but I heard something in somebody else, and I can't think who it was, but somebody reminded me that it might have been Hall & Oates. There was a lyric I'd written down, music, isn't it a bit like oxygen? In other words, without music,
you can't breathe. Yeah.
You can't breathe. And then I wrote, love is like oxygen underneath it. and I was looking for an idea that would go with that. And then I finished the lyrics, like love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough, you're going to die. Love gets you high.
Brilliant.
And I was just looking for something to go in with that. And then the co-writer who gave me the ideas for the music was our sound engineer, who used to get up on stage and play the piano for a little while. And this one day he said, I've got this little symphony going on in my head, and it was the da 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 da, and then it was the ding 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 ding. And I thought, can I record those two bits? And I recorded them, and then I went away and came back. This is what I see. And he's gone, yeah, I can see that. And then when we got to record it, I hadn't quite finished the lyrics or the full melody. But I said to this arranger, a keyboard player who got involved with us, we need to get the track organized, then I can finish the verses. And between us, I came up with the chords for the verse, but then as a keyboard player, he did that.
Yeah.
So they're not guitar chords anymore. They're minors with a seventh on it and a sixth here and there. And all of a sudden, it's starting to sound symphonic.
Yeah.
And he's telling the bass, Steve, the bass parts, don't play an F, play an A there, or don't play, you stay on the E, even though they're playing B flat and E,
Yeah.
And all these different things, they contributed to it all. But Steve and I, when it used to come down to making albums and stuff, we would sit around as a band, the four of us, and come up with some ideas for lines, for voices, for the songs. And in truth, me and Steve were better being left on our own.
Yeah. So not too many cooks.
Somebody else would then look at it and go, that word there, and we go, no, you're right, and that then the lyric was done.
Wow.
But I sometimes used to appear with complete songs, like Set Me Free or Love Is Like Oxygen, where nobody else has participated.
Yeah, I love that song. I have the question while I've got you. Obviously the Fox on the Run, okay? Great, brilliant piece of music. Did you ever get in trouble with the little wordplay in the middle there? For Fox's sake, did you ever get that?
Well, I try not to mention this, but for Foxy, for fuck's sake, it was Mick Tucker who actually spotted it almost straight away. I went, well, we need something, and we need it to be the Steve Priest line, Foxy on the run for Foxy, and that was a tribute to the Who, where there was a bit of a stutter.
Yes, in my generation.
My generation.
Yeah.
And we went, for Foxy, and Mick went, for fuck's sake. We all went, oh no. But you have to, there was always parody in what we did. Like there's the backwards bit in that you barely hear. There's some backwards voices in Action.
Yes.
It's the words are, you kiss my turned around and put through a filter.
Yeah.
And in the background you got this and it just sounds like some backing vocal, but
wow.
It was our little way of putting little messages in,
Isn't that fun that you could do that do it then? I'm sure you just want to do it now, but I wouldn't think you'd do as much fun as that. That sounds
well, the Beatles did it all the time, didn't they?
That's right. Well, speaking of Beatles, you do some fantastic covers of their stuff, so I love that stuff. But yeah. So, how do you go with the flying over here these days? You find it all right? It's a long way to come, isn't it?
I've not done it since the QSP thing. But this time I'm contemplating. I'm going to bring my wife to the Rock the Boat and the first couple of shows on the tour.
Yeah.
And I'm contemplating stopping in somewhere like Singapore for a night.
Oh, very nice. Singapore's lovely.
To just try and break the
monotony,
the thing,
yeah. It's very humid there, but it's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously, I think we're kicking off in Melbourne, so we might just. No, we've got to get on the boat first, so it'll be flying into Sydney.
Yeah.
And then she'll fly home from Melbourne or something like that. So
nice.
and
Yeah,
then I think we're finishing in Perth.
you are, which is a
Yeah.
great place to finish. And I'm really pleased you're going there because honestly, truly, in Australia, sorry, a lot of bands don't go there. It is a long
Yeah.
way. It's a very long
Yeah.
way. The country's
Look,
vast.
We've always had fans in Perth, and I kept saying to the promoter, because his first draft was literally Melbourne, Sydney, one up on the Gold Coast and a bit further, and one in. And I said, nobody goes out there. We've got fans out there, because the last time we went out there, we did 2 shows at the Regent or something like that. You know, and I said to him, we've got to try and include it, and he's managed to do that.
Good.
So we're coming out to Perth.
I'm really pleased.
I'm of a mind. We need to get back because we're going to be touring in the UK, but I'm hoping that we have a day's grace before we play in Perth, so that I have at least one day to just do a few old haunts, go down to Fremantle and
lovely.
Just do a few things,
Yeah, it's so lovely there. It's such a lovely part of the world. It's just so far away from everything. That's the only thing.
But I think there's a bit of jealousy as well, isn't there? Because you're the state that pays for everything, aren't you?
That's exactly right. Yes, with the government state, that's it. Like the Washington of Australia.
Yeah.
Oh well, I like it here. It has seasons. I like the seasons.
Yeah.
I don't think it could just be hot all the time. I'd probably go mad. I think you do need some wintry. But
but at least it's not Tassie, is it?
No, it's not that cold. No. It's not near the Arctic or wherever it is.
All right. Look, it's been brilliant.
It's been a pleasure.
To you.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you in Sydney, and I hope you have a really good tour.
Okay, and if you want to do another one leading up to the tour, just get hold of the promoter and say he did say he might do one as we get closer. So
I'll do that. Absolutely. Peace out, my friend.
Yeah.
See you, mate.
That was the legend that was Andy Scott from the amazing Sweet, or The Sweet, a brilliant, brilliant band that everyone somewhere in their musical history knows. Even if they're not sure they've heard it was by Sweet, they know the songs. As I said, brilliant. It was a real pleasure to chat to him and a real life experience. Anyway, here comes some ads. So enjoy the ads. Remember, like and subscribe. If you're on Slip. What am I saying? If you're on Spotify, swipe up and leave a review. 5 or 1, I don't mind. And anyway, I'll chat to you on the other side where we have Teaser Suite. Bye for now.
For Mervis Diamond Importers, I'm Ronnie Mervis. Not far from the big mine in Kimberley, South Africa, where the first diamonds were found, lies a small dusty town on the isolated plains. In over 100 years, nothing much has ever happened there, except on Fridays, when the local diamond diggers hold their weekly rough diamond market. Once a week, the prospectors who still work the small independent claims gather to sell off the week's production. Buyers come from long distances because the quality of the stones is so exciting. The bidding for the rough diamonds is fierce. Buyers scream at each other in a frenzy to get the very best diamonds. My brother Kenny attends these sales. He makes sure that he's there early, and Mervis Diamonds gets some fantastic diamonds. Then we bring our diamonds directly to Washington. There are no middlemen. That's why Mervis Diamonds has unbeatable prices and a selection unmatched anywhere. Mervis Diamond Importers. Mervis means more diamonds, much better quality, and the most value. Financing is available. Go to mervisdiamonds.com to learn more. For an appointment, call 1-800-HER-LOVE. Nobody pays retail anymore. Why should you?
Welcome back to part 2, guys. Following on with the Sweet theme, as you might have recognised in the first part with Andy Scott from the Sweet, we have Marcus and Teresa, brother and sister, from Sweden in the band Teaser Suite. The genre is heavy metal and hard rock, and it was an interview about their new album that came out earlier this year called Night Stalker. Really fascinating, interesting piece of good old-fashioned rock and roll, and a really nice chat with, as I said, brother and sister in the band to see exactly how they worked together was fascinating, and their concepts behind the music they make and the album they produced. As I really, really like. This is the fourth full-length studio album. Well worth a listen. As I said, it's now available on all streaming platforms. It came out earlier this year, not long ago, in fact. And I think you'll find that you'll really dig the classic rock and roll. It goes really well hand in hand with the suite, in my opinion. Anyway, take it over to you, Marcus and Teresa. Bye for now.
Thank you for coming on and chatting. Eventually we're getting on. Thank you for chatting to us here in Australia. It's really
Thank you
nice.
for having us.
Well, it's really nice to talk to someone all the way. I mean, Sweden's one of my favorite countries, and they make some brilliant bands that come out from your neck of the woods, making some brilliant music. And this new album is a banger. It's a real cracking album, this new one.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whirlwind of an album. You put it on and you're enjoying it so much, suddenly it finishes and you're like, where's that go? I have to put it back on again.
Yeah.
Because the energy is so good on it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
I love the production of the album. I think we did really well on that, on the production.
Yes. Yeah.
So I like the guitar sounds very much, and yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Firstly, I love the guitar on it because it takes me straight back to being a teenager.
Yeah.
It really does. I was listening and going, oh, God, this is when I first heard Maiden. This is like, it had that kind of thrill that you get with the forgotten thrill of traditional metal and traditional heavy rock. Because then we live in a world where it's all so extreme.
Yeah.
That when you go, like, oh, man, that's just like teenage rock and roll, you know? You know? And your voice, Teresa, is beautiful on it. It's absolutely fantastic on it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, this is your fourth album, is that right? Your fourth studio album? Yeah. And do you find that you recorded it a different way this time around to the previous one? Was there a different feel?
We did. We always record. No, not the Monster album, but all the other albums, including this one, we record live. The whole band. So the progress was pretty much the same as it used to be, and then we put on some extra guitars and some vocals, and yeah,
because it does sound like you've played it live. There's a real sense of being in the room. There's a warmthness and you know that warmth you get with recording it all together. That feeding off each other, not just in booths and technique. You know, it doesn't have a cold feel. It has a real rock and roll feel to it.
It's not stiff.
No, not at all. It's really fluid. Yeah. I mean, influence-wise, I have to ask you because I listened to this. You're wearing a Thin Lizzy shirt, Teresa, right? And I love Thin Lizzy. I love Thin Lizzy. Okay, and I listen to this. I'm hearing Diamond Head. I'm hearing Maiden. I'm hearing Heart. Thin Lizzy, and it's just a wonderful melange of all their energies. Is that your kind of influence?
Pretty much, yes. I think all the band. So you're influenced by all the music you heard since you first heard hard music. So of course it reflects on the songs you write, and you want it all to be the way you want to hear music.
Yeah, because it does. It comes across that way. It has a real, and it's not by no means is it nostalgia music. I don't mean that because I think that's quite an offensive thing to say. This is nostalgia music because you have your freshness on it. You put your stamp on it, both of you, all of you. But it has that sort of definite feel back for people my age, particularly. Go back and going, wow, this is like walking around listening to Power Slave the first time I heard it. You know, it has that real just energy. I don't know what else to say. Just energy right across the whole album, all the tracks on it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, both of you. Your voice is
but
beautiful.
as Marcus said, that all the music that you're listening to affects your songwriting. So I'm happy to hear that you are hearing some influences that we haven't might thought of.
Yes.
But that's the way it is. The music that you're listening to, it affects your songwriting. Even though you're not doing it on purpose.
No, but that's it. That's art, isn't it? Art is all art is subjective, and it's what comes out through you at the time, lyrically or musically. I mean, Marcus, you're a great guitarist, man. That's a beautiful sound you're getting through the band and the whole band, drums, bass, guitar, everything. It's a really good sound. It's a real clean and thorough sound. Like it's a real groovy. There's a lot of groove in it. I feel. You're walking around and going, yeah, this is cool. You want to nod your head to it. It's a real head nodder. It's refreshing, guys.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's refreshing, guys. Honestly, I listen to so much stuff. And when you get stuff where you actually want to re-listen to it, it's quite rare for me. And I want to go back and listen to Night Stalker again. You know,
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, I mean, because it comes out April 25th, doesn't it?
Yep, that's right.
And are you getting much positive feedback from people that have listened to it?
Yeah, I think we've done a few interviews, and well, it feels like the people you talk to that heard the album are excited, and so not much negative.
Well, I hope not, because they bloody people, honestly.
Well, there are always people that gonna.
They're always haters. Haters will hate, right? That's life. But unfortunately, they're not there making the music. They're not bearing their soul like you guys are doing. You know, they're just there thinking they know everything. I get it, right? I understand. And you'll always get that, I suppose. But the album itself, some of the tracks, I want to talk I want to ask you this question because it may not be something you did deliberately, but it's something that it come across my mind listening to it. Is there a theme to this album? Because I feel it's a horror movie theme to this album, but I don't know whether it's just me or was there a direction for the stories on this album?
Maybe somebody put a spell on it. No, I don't know. Now it's not a theme on the entire album.
No, because you like Night Stalker and Deep in the Woods and Eat You Alive. They just have these real kind of 80s VHS horror movie vibe.
But that's what I love, about us. It's horror movies and it's heavy metal. That's what I grew up on, So,
yeah. And I feel it. I feel you, man. I'm listening going, God, it just reminds me of going down to the shop and buying VHS and sticking it in when I wasn't allowed to because I was probably too young. And being completely inappropriate with it. Oh dear, because that's where it comes across. Like I said, I don't know. It wasn't deliberate, obviously. You said, but it just feels that way. It has that kind of blue denim, long hair, battle jackets and VHS tapes and swapping tapes with your mates when you were teenagers. That kind of vibe, right?
That's
no. So horror movies is not the theme.
Yeah.
But when we write music, we like to write it so people who are listening to it can get their own story going. So we like to keep it wide for the listener to create their own story. But I'm happy to hear yours.
This is where I went straight into it. I mean, I straight into that time of my life where you could do that stuff, the pre-digital age. That's what it felt like when I listened to it. And that's the thing. This has an analog feel, this album.
Yeah.
It feels like the kind of album you want to put on vinyl, that you want to sit with it and turn it over and be with it. It's not, it doesn't have that coldness that you get with that digital CD age. And is that something that, again, that you just do in general because you record live? Or is it something you're trying to do?
It's not something we're trying to do, but when we went to the studio, we talked about what kind of album sounds that we like, to the guys in the studio, and I think we said something like balls to the wall with accept.
Brilliant.
That's and sometimes I can hear in the guitars that it's not too far from that guitar sound on that album. So
I think so. Well, your guitars, I mean, they do. It's a very educated sound. You know, it's not sloppy. It's tight. It's a real sort of groove. They're memorable. Your parts are memorable when you listen to them. And I'm always drawn to. I'm a bass player, so I'm always drawn to bass or drums, right? But you go listening, and then you take yourself out of that and listen to the whole band. And I mean, you do backing vocals, is that right? Yourself?
I don't.
Yeah. No, you don't.
I don't.
That's bass player.
The bass player, yes.
Sorry, I doing it wrong. But he can sing. But he's got a good melody on him. And that's another thing. Your band is really melodic. There's a lot of melody in it.
Yeah.
Which is missing from that extreme side of heavy metal and the modern metal sound now. That melody that Maiden and Priest and, like you said, Accept brought to it. And I'm really glad that you guys are bringing it and keeping it alive.
Well, that's one thing when we go to the studio and record, we have to be able to do this live as well. So we don't put on like thousands of synthesizers and
Yeah, 5 tracking the vocals and yeah.
No. So we keep it pretty simple in the studio, and that's
we want to keep it true.
And do you find that are you enjoying playing this new material live? If you've played any of it, has it been going down well with the fans?
We haven't played it live.
None of it. Oh, okay.
Nope. But we're rehearsing now.
Yeah,
we're rehearsing to do it, and we got it.
Yeah.
We're good. So we're playing the first weekend in May. So we're gonna have a little release party for the album, and we're hoping to enjoy it as much as possible.
Well, I mean, I think your music is enjoyable. That's a good word, you know. I mean, if you can enjoy it on stage, then the audience is going to enjoy it. We've all been to bands where they phone it in, right? You've been there, and you go, "Oh man, I just paid $200 and could have just sat at home." And then you go to bands like yourself where the energy is just there, and suddenly you're 16 again.
Yeah.
And that's what we go to those bands. It's what we come and see you for. It's why we buy your records. We want to be 16 forever.
Yeah.
Really, that's the truth. I think it's the elixir of youth, right? And I think that's where your kind of music is special, because it grabs us just in that, and also it will bring young people into that kind of sound as well, which is important, not just for us old fogies. I mean, it will bring into the young audience that nice rock and roll sound that I think we sort of in the 90s to early 2000s we lost. Late 90s, early 2000s, it became so fake in that respect that it's just nice to hear dirty rock and roll. Can I just say that?
Of course.
Just I don't know what kind of guitar you play, but just for me, it sounds like Gibson. Just dirty rock and roll, sweaty denim rock and roll. That's the key.
This is
yes. Oh, very nice. I'd love a Flying V. Oh, there you go. I knew it was a Gibson. There had to be that tone is, I think, nothing else but Gibson, right? So how long have you guys been going for as a band?
2013.
Right. And you obviously the same sort of lineup. Has it been a solid lineup?
We had a change from we had the former drummer. He quit and got replaced by the drummer that we have now, Kent is his name. And then we had a change in bass players.
Yeah, we often go bass players. We often disappear and come back. Yes. Sorry, I've got a And what's it like playing as obviously family members? It must be really fun to share that experience with family members.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And we got this we have a good relationship, me and Marcus. So we know how to communicate and we know how not to communicate. So if there is any issues or something that we need to talk about, we do it, and we know just how to.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it? And
So
on
it's fun.
stage, you must be like almost telepathic with each other because you know what I mean? Like you know exactly where Marcus is going to be. I know where I am, and you know where you are, right? Because it's that
Yes.
family connection, which again probably brings a lot of fun to live shows.
Yeah.
Have you got a big tour planned? Is it going to be a relatively good tour for you?
We don't have a tour planned. We don't have it,
Ah.
but we're hoping for some more shows. We have this one now in May,
Yeah.
and then we're going to play with a band called Universe in this fall in Sweden. But it feels like it feels like the band has been sleeping because of making this album. We have done our things, but we haven't released anything until now.
Right.
So it feels like, yeah, we're on our way back.
Good, because I think this kind of album and your band is the kind of band that should be out live. It really has a feel that you should be in front of a good sized crowd making noise, because it is that kind of music that I think needs to be heard live.
Yeah.
I think it does. I think it's that kind of thing that you could see on a good size, like a dark club somewhere,
Yeah.
floors, beers going everywhere. That's the kind of thing. I think that is an album for the ages, guys. Really good album.
Yeah, we love to play clubs. Is really funny to play.
Yeah, I would say I'd love to play a good sized club like that. It's just the energy with the people because it's immediate.
Yeah,
isn't it? You get the instant response from the crowd. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about when you were telling us when you were listening to the album and that your head couldn't stop moving. Yeah, you felt the groove.
Yeah.
And a few years ago, there was this man, short, bearded man, who was with, of course, long hair. After he watched our show, he said to me, "I just couldn't stop move my hips."
Oh, I love it.
Your music makes me want to move my hips.
That's what you hear from me. Usually it's the other way.
Yeah. He was just moving like this, Rob Halford style.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because he wasn't the guy that usually moves his hips, I think, when he sings heavy metal.
Yeah.
Maybe doing the head and one fist.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I think that, Tracy, was exactly what I was talking about. It's coming back from that roots, that birth of metal in the 70s with heavy rock bands like Purple and Sabbath and early Priest. There was a real swagger. Thin Lizzy is another good example. There's a real swagger to their music, which is something, a Status Quo, bands like that, real swagger. And I think that's sort of lost, but it's coming back now with bands like yourself. And I can see, because it's deep in our DNA. We have to move. You hear the music. You can't stand still. If you stand still, listen to your music, guys, you're dead from the neck down.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say, right? If it doesn't make you move, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Right? There's something I want to know if you've got a pulse. That's what I want to know. If you're not moving to your music. I also want to quite say I love the art, by the way. The album artwork is really good. Do you do that yourself, or did you get someone in to do that for you?
It's a guy that he also did the last album, Devil's Grip Design. He's from Sweden, not too far from where we live.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
It's got a real. it's quite captivating as well. The cover, because it
Mhm.
has a pick me up and listen to me kind of vibe to it. Particularly if you like, you see like your horror movies and your sort of things that you look at it and go, God, this looks like a classic album cover, right?
Mhm.
It's not just you standing on the front in leather going posing or something. It's like it's good artwork, right? Yeah. Oh dear. Look,
Have you seen the back side of the cover?
Mm.
There's some lines from a song there.
Oh right. I
I
haven't seen the back of it yet. I've only seen the front of the art.
see. I got.
You're all right.
Here on the back.
Oh,
I don't know if you can read it.
just about. Yeah.
It's
Oh, there you go.
too-
Yeah. Your dream is okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go.
That's pretty metal. 80s
That
metal.
absolutely. And there we go. Saxon all over the place, right? So,
Mm.
denim and leather.
Perfect.
Fantastic. And I mean that's you're still young, both of you.
Mm.
And it's just nice that someone at my age can look at. They're not all the people I'm watching play this music like yourselves. They're not all old. There's young people making this sound that we all like, and it's lovely because we know then it will continue to be made. Even if you grow and change, you'll take the DNA with you because this is your DNA.
Yeah.
But it's really nice that there's some, I can go with my grandchildren and go, come on, look, this is how it goes, right? You're not having to worry that they've all gone.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm trying to say is you're keeping it alive, which is important, and we all thank you for that. Well, good luck with the album coming out.
Thank you.
Good luck with its release. I hope you do get to tour because I think this is the kind of music that your fellow Swedes should see, and Europe in general. I think it's good music.
Yeah.
That you're going to come away with a smile on your face. You know, and a shirt on, hopefully, and a record in the hand.
Yeah.
You're not, you just want. I mean, it's good music, and that's all I'm going to say. Like, I think that, considering that you're a new band-ish, your sound is really mature, and I think that's driven by Marcus's brilliant guitar. I mean, it really is. I don't want to blow smoke up him, but it's really good, and it's really nice to see a powerful female singer.
Yeah.
Having daughters myself, it's something really important to me that we get over this misogyny in heavy rock and metal, and women can be just great singers, and it doesn't matter what, and I think that you people like yourself are doing that, and it's wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
It's really important because it's not about the gender, it's about the voice and the passion and the power.
Yes.
It really is. And I think that it is. And I think that bands like yourself that are coming through, it's just really nice.
Yeah.
That you can empower other women, other girls to come and do the same thing. Because they, back in the 80s, they wouldn't have done it. I mean, apart from a few of them, they were all a bit sort of, it's also cock rock, you know what I mean? If I can say it nicely.
Yep.
So it's really good to get a mix of it. Because otherwise you don't get great voices like you. Where would we wouldn't have your voice on recording, would we? We'd be like, oh, we didn't hear that. It'd be lost, and that's a shame, right? But, yeah. Well, wait. Sorry, jabbing rabbiting on. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming and giving us time. I hope that the album does really, really well, and hope one day you might get to Australia. You don't know, right? You never
You
know.
don't know.
You
You're
never
hoping
know the
for it.
future. Yeah, I hope so. You never know the future. We'd love you down here because you're the kind of sound that we really enjoy down here.
Nice.
That rock and roll sound. This is the country of AC/DC, right?
There are a few smaller Swedish bands that have been smaller, but I think Enforcer were.
Yes, they were only just here, and I only
Yeah.
just saw them. And a fantastic band. Oh my god,
Yeah.
they're a crazy
They're
bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
A crazy bunch of spandex wearing dudes. They really
Yeah.
are. I love it. I've always loved
Yeah.
their stuff. So to see them live was
Yeah.
really, really, really good. So,
And
yeah.
we saw them live. I saw them live in November here.
Mhm. Me too.
Yeah,
I was with
right.
you. Remember?
He was just in the mood. He was in the groove.
Saxon, you missed the Saxon.
I always mix Saxon. And every time they
Mm.
play, I miss them. It's one of those like moments.
Mm.
One day, our paths will cross.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, before he
Yeah.
retires. Biff's going to go on forever. Biff will go
Yeah.
on forever. That's the way he is. He's a
The
machine.
way he sounds, the way he sang this time, it was. I think this was the best Saxon show I ever have seen.
Yeah, there you go. That says it all, doesn't it? I mean, timeless rock and roll, guys. This will be you.
Mm.
You know, you. This is what it's the fountain of youth, as I keep saying. Do it correctly, and you'll live in music forever. And and thank you for that, because I love this album, and I should be getting myself a physical copy of it on release. So, good luck. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for your time. I know that you're busy, ready for your release day, and relaxing because you've done all the work now. You've just got to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, of course you will.
Mhm.
It's brilliant. Why not? You know, I urge everyone to have a listen to it because it's just energizing. Made me feel energetic.
Nice.
This is good. And from this grey beard, man, with this beard, this is great. It's good to have energy in you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us.
It was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Good luck. I hope one day that we do get you down here, but I really hope that the album goes stellar and your fans love it and new fans come and enjoy your music. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening, guys, to another Metal Roos volume. This is volume 4. It was volume 4. Volume 5 is already being lined up for a few weeks' time. As I try to do this once a month, usually the second week of the month, but it's got a little bit changed around this last few weeks. Anyway, that was Marcus and Teresa from Teaser Suite, talking about that brilliant new album, Night Stalker. Fantastic. Go and look at their YouTube channel, go and look at download them on all streaming platforms. You can buy their products anywhere. It's easy to get in this day and age. You can't miss it. Brilliant, brilliant band. Really nice people, as you can tell, to chat to. Really understand and love their music. Anyway, bye for now. Chat to you next week. Bye-bye.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Debbie Millman, and I host a podcast called Design Matters from the TED Audio Collective. Every episode, I have conversations with designers, writers, artists, and other luminaries of contemporary thought. People like Roman Mars, Ai Weiwei, Ethan Hawke, and Ashley Ford. We not only talk about their crafts, but how they design the arc of their lives, what they've learned, what obstacles they've overcome and how they've done it, and how they see the world. Join us for an inquiry into the broader world of creative culture. Find and follow Design Matters with Debbie Millman wherever you're listening to this.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.